Not a whole lot of data here. This is only the 7th time that the BRL has brought their fleet of late models to Kern. We only have 2 former winners here tonight, James Lowe and Chris Davis. Let's quickly take a look at the points. We're not going to learn a whole lot about them, as basically these just reflect the results of the opening round. What is important, though, is to maybe see the names of some drivers that are not sitting on the top 10 graphic, which we'll be showing you soon. Drivers like, I don't know, let's say Bruce Pearson. Now, he's finished 11th. He should be maybe scheduled to slot up onto the pole. The man who finished 13th, that was Wanamaker. Well, he's not here today, so that's just like that inside row up, and I think maybe Bruce Pearson might get this shot. Also, keep an eye on the outside for John Wilson. You won't see either of those names on there, but that's the way that, well, we talked about it in the opening. They regrid the 13 based on the results from the previous race. They turn around. James Lowe will be farther in the back. Couple of the names to watch out for here. John, someone you're very familiar with, former champion, Aiden Young.
Yeah, the young gun's back in the house. Racing season must be over up there in the Northeast, so he's back out here. And, I know he'll start deep in the field here. And I know he's had some upgrades as far as some of the stuff, hardware and stuff that he's got. So I look for him to be really, really fast tonight.
Heard something about triple monitors. That's certainly got to give him a better view of what's going on out there. You know what? Talk about some of the drivers that have previous championships that are back to try to win one. Well, Kurt Smith's going to try to defend his. He's here tonight. James Lowe won it last time in season 30. The year before that, well, that was Aiden Young. We know that he's here. And John Wilson, way back in season 27, is also here. So we have 4 champions. We're missing Double Deuce Bruce Pearson. We were hoping he'd be able to come in. I think, he is here.
Yeah, he's there. I saw him.
He slipped in there on the very end. So 5 champions. And look for Double Deuce. I think if things go the way they're with Wanamaker missing, Alan Wanamaker, I think Pearson might slide up onto the pole. It's always a bit of science and art mixed together when they grid up here for one of these events.
Well, I hope he does, because his car he's got a really nice paint scheme on the car there. He got a lot of pink for breast cancer awareness. So cool car he's got and brought to the track here.
You see the flagman waving the checker flag, indicating that practice is over. If you were on a normal series, we'd go right to qualifying, but that's not the way we do it here in the Bootleg Racing League. No. We've talked about it so much already. They invert the field, top 13 from the time before. So as they get out there, let's go ahead and give you that starting grid right now. On the front row, I was incorrect. It's not going to be Pearson. John Wilson is here, so he slides up into the pole position. And as expected, the Lipper, Chris Hazlip, outside of him.
And we talked about him in the second row. To the Double Deuce, Bruce Pearson on the inside. To the outside, it's going to be Tom Hilbert.
Davis has a win in a late model. He's sitting in 5th position. That's Chris Davis, with Adam Shane flanking him in 6th.
You heard his name also in the pre-race as ones to watch here. That 99 of James Lowe, he's going to start 7th. To his outside is going to be Steve Hilbert.
The defending champion, Cucumber, Kurt Smith, starting in 9th. Surprisingly, a man without a championship. He has several triples, I think, in the SK Modified Series. None here in the late models. We're talking about the man who coined the phrase consistency, Todd Liston.
Yeah, and Kyle Feinmeister is going to start off 11th, and the young gun, Aiden Young, yep, he's here back in the house. He'll start 12th.
Harold Cheese and Weinecker in the Baker's Dozens position, with Joe Kingpin Segala outside of him.
And in the final row, hey, an old friend of ours, Ryan Seneker, is going to start from 15th. To his outside, Jeffrey Kemper.
Ryan, have a good race. There were some big shoes to fill, and, well, the boss man, Lowell Jewell, has some big feet to do. He's doing a great job directing these. Got a real feel for it. And I hope you're having a good time out there in the last row. See if you can get some positions made up. You, the viewers, glad you were here to watch. Round number 2, this one, and then 9 to go. It's the Canadian Goose and the Lipper out front. John Wilson, Chris Hazlip. Partner, what do you think? Inside, outside line?
Oh, that's tough. You know what? I'm going to say whoever has a better angle going, if you get a good angle from the inside, you'll probably be just fine. But I'm gonna go. I think I'd like to be on the outside here. I could just keep my foot down through 1 and 2 then.
Experience tells us that there's a driver to worry about, maybe gridded a little bit farther up than he might be comfortable with. It's little brother Tom Hilbert. Watch him outside of row 2. They get going. A little bit of a bump back there from the 79 saying, let's go, of Adam Shane on Hilbert. They get it worked out. Great jump from the Canadian Goose. They keep it going straight, though.
Yeah, Joe Sakalas turned around in the straight. I can't believe there's not a yellow flag. He's sitting sideways. He just posed. Whoa!
They get him out of there just in time. That had to be a little.
How did that not have a yellow? iRacing officials, maybe they're just not settled in yet.
There's a lot of that crazy tobacco floating around Bakersfield, and maybe the race stewards might be partaking in some of that. Well, here we go. We're good so far. Wilson and Pearson running 1 and 2. Now, remember, Pearson started on the inside of row 2. We thought which line would be better. Seems like the inside line is good. The 7 of Chris Davis, he's started in an opposition as well. So the inside line is coming. The outside line is dropping. Look at the guys, the starting position of the top 4. 1, 3, 5, and 7. You get the familiar there? That's all odd numbers. And look how much James Lowe is already all the way up now. The winner last time racing in 4th.
Yeah, he's driving like he's on a mission.
Battle for 2nd. On the outside, Pearson in some new colors out there. We like them. They look pretty.
Yeah, the pink, like I said, breast cancer awareness. I see a few jet cars in the field like that. Adam Shane's got one. So good to see the breast cancer awareness being represented here.
Davis had a good run in the season opener. I believe it was a 3rd place finish. He sits ahead of Lowe right now. Assuming everybody can put in a full, attrition-free, absent-free, truancy-free season, you got to think that Davis and Lowe will be right there in the championship conversation.
Yeah, you got to think Lowe is looking to probably go back-to-back here. I'm sure that he's pretty motivated to do that here and, follow in the footsteps of J.R. Shepard and the rest of those guys that have done it before. So that definitely adds a little bit to your racing resume, I think.
Lowe looking for some more spots now. Up into 3rd as he gets the best of Pearson, who's stuck on the outside. Now, if you're a Bruce Pearson fan, don't be discouraged. Double Deuce knows what he's doing. He is notorious for just taking his time, even sacrificing positions early on to be competitive later. John, I think he's just on the outside line, taking it easy, trying to help those tires the best he can.
Well, you know what? I honestly don't think that's a bad strategy. I said it at the top of the show about how much speed you're carrying into the corner. I think it'll be real easy to get that right front tire really aggravated and start to lose grip by overheating and wearing. So, yeah, we'll see. I won't be a bit surprised if we see Bruce back up challenging those guys in, 40 laps, 50 laps.
You can see here as the car goes under, you look far off, even off screen, he's got such a big lead is John Wilson. You can't even see him as they go by. Here they come. Nice little 2x2 battle back there. That involves the reigning champion. That's Kurt Smith trying to get underneath Pearson. Interesting stat about Smith and Pearson. Both are champions. Both won their championships without winning a race.
You talk about consistency, that wins you championships, especially in this league. And I think if you wanted to, if your goal really is to have a championship, it's every week and every point counts. And that's part of the nice things about running this league. It's so easy to lose points in here, but boy, it's hard to gain them back.
Okay, they get that worked out. Director, can we look at car number 14? This is the rookie, Kyle Feemster. He is up 3 spots from where he started. And there's more coming. That's not enough, Soup. I'm going to take one more as he gets to the inside of Hazlip.
Hazlip's got VGN Weekly on the hood of that car. I've got to thank Chris for that. That's pretty cool.
That is very cool. I'm torn between the logo on Hazlip's car and the number that Feemster is racing. Boy, gotta love the 14. Can't help but think of,
Foyt.
Yeah.
Yep, Foyt.
It's hard pressed. The 3 for Earnhardt. I guess there are a few numbers that are iconic, but boy, the 14, I see it and instantly go to that car.
Well, yeah, I agree. And if you think about it, Tony Stewart, three-time champion, he didn't hesitate. He put that on everything when he had the opportunity. So,
well, basically, he's basically a clone of AJ Foyt anyway. So I mean,
well, he is. Yes.
Let's go up front. Wilson was beginning to drive away with it. They have ran him down. We're talking about Mr. Aggressive Chris Davis. And the dorsal fin of death, James Lowe. No lap traffic ahead of him. I think Wilson said, boy, I'm out here a little too far. I'll just back it up a little bit. You know, John, based on the way these guys are driving and the consciousness of the iRacing's race stewards, green flag all the way is a possibility.
Well, yeah, when you got cars turning around backwards right under the flag stand, I don't have any real optimism that they're going to find that yellow flag.
It's right under the flag stand.
It was right under the flag stand. That must have been some a special blend of that wacky tobacco. A Colombian, brand maybe.
Good racing. 20 races, 20 laps in, 80 to go. The usual fare. If you're new to the series, the basic rule is you got to finish on the same tires you start with. There are no fast repairs. If you damage the car, you can come in and try to get repairs, but you don't get a fresh one. Let's look at this rookie, Kyle Feemster. This is somebody. Now, every year we get somebody that gets our hopes up. Look at this guy. He started in the back. He's working now on Bruce Pearson. He's already up 4 spots, looking to make it 5. But again, John, you can't get too excited about these rookies looking good the first 20 laps of the race. We've seen it so often where they show off early and there's nothing left at the end.
Soup, in all fairness to the rookies, we've seen the veterans screw that up too, and be all looking, hey, this is the guy to beat, and 10 laps from the end, they're sitting in the pits with blown tires.
Indeed. Well, our director has found it. We pride ourselves on showing the racing all through the field, but right now the best battle is the battle for the lead. Davis had a good run through 3 and 4, then he lost ground out of 1 and 2, lost all momentum, drops back a little bit. I don't know who's working the hardest, what's going on, or these guys just waiting until the end. Wilson, Davis, and Lowe.
Soup, I'll tell you something. As fast as they're going around here, believe it or not, these guys, if you're behind, you get behind somebody, you're going to have a little arrow push. You will have that here, and you will feel it. You'll lose the nose of the car right about the center of the corner. Just barely. Oh, we got one turnaround. Bruce Pearson's turned around coming out of 2. No caution.
He spins off to the inside. He's perpendicular to the track. And he gets it back out there. Watch this one.
Well, I'm thinking maybe they just forgot to pack the yellow flag. I mean,
kind of like we're watching Ben-Hur. I mean, there's carnage everywhere. Chariots are crashing. They just keep racing. You haven't seen Ben-Hur. If you're a racing fan,
you got to look at the scene. Find the scene. Yes.
You think Days of Thunder was wild? Watch the race scene in Ben-Hur. Look at this up front. My goodness. When I was a kid, my mom would put me to bed singing me the nursery rhyme, winking, blinking, and nod. Well, we got Wilson, Davis, and Lowe. That's a nursery rhyme right there.
Or a law firm.
Or a law firm. Lowe back there stalking. I think Davis.
Oh my God, a caution.
I think it's the lipper.
Yeah, yes. And I guess we know what direction the flagman's looking.
Well, his fender came off. Let's see if it shows it in
he loses it.
Parts.
Yeah, he just gets loose coming out of the corner and noses it down into the wall. And like I said, at least now we know which way the flagman's actually looking. He's looking towards turn 1. Never mind, or turn 4. Never mind, turn 1 and 2.
Indeed. Well, there we have it. Our first caution. I would like to see if we can try. Now, I don't know if this is going to work because he's a rookie and he doesn't know how this works, but Lowell Jewell, are we able to try to talk to Kyle Feemster? Is that a possibility? We'll see if our director can pull him up. Kyle, it's Soup up in the booth. I know you're a rookie. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Very good. I'll take the first question, give John the follow-up. Hey, you're up 5 spots. We're really excited to see it, but we're a little concerned. You know we're going 100 laps. You don't get to change tires.
Yeah, everything's all right. I'm just kind of cruising, taking advantage of spots when I can. So got lucky with a couple of that first couple laps, and then just trying to ride out till 30 to go or so.
Hey, Kyle, you know, we're getting ready to have our first restart of the night. I know, you know, we only got the initial start of the race here, but based on what you saw on that initial start, inside, outside, where do you want to be on this? Or where's the place to be, should I say, on this restart?
Well, it's kind of tough to say because it depends on new tire versus old tire. Now we're on scuffs, probably outside now that we got a little bit of tire pressure built up, but we'll see.
Get you out of here on this because they're about to double up. Pronunciation of your last name, Feemster, am I getting it right?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
And where do you hail from?
I live in Statesville, North Carolina.
All right, short track country, baby. Go get him. And we bring him back down to where he belongs. He can talk to his teammates. John, for a rookie, he seemed to have a pretty good understanding of what's going on out there.
He sure did. I guess we can move him from rookie over into the sleeper category, huh?
And
hey, he's gonna start on the outside too.
I thought it was a really interesting answer. He gave technical inside line or outside line. He goes, oh, it kind of depends on the tires. That's a guy who kind of knows what's going on. That is exciting.
Yeah, you heard him pause though before he answered. He had to think about it for a minute.
Yeah. All right, well, let's see how it prevails now. Davis has been very aggressive behind Wilson. Wilson has led all the laps so far. Wilson gets a good jump. That's really not a surprise. Davis touchdown in front of Lowe.
Oh, right across his nose. I'm going to think Lowell's not going to like that too much.
Oh, no, he doesn't. Lowe says, enough of that. I'm going underneath you right now.
What happened is that gave Davis a really bad corner entry, and it scrubbed a lot of speed, and you know, Lowe, it made it easy for James. He just had to turn under him.
This is heaven on a stick for John Wilson back there when he sees the two guys that are maybe his biggest competitors and, to be honest, probably faster than him back there battling side by side. Yeah, this is only good news.
Boy, Chris is really, really fighting that car on the outside. He was trying to force an issue. I could see it. He was trying to just force his way back down into a hole that wasn't there. That wreck actually, you know, when we re-racked that wreck started on corner entry going into 1. If you watch his car corner entry, he starts to lose the back end almost instantly when he turns in and never really gets the car right where he needs it to be. And yeah.
Okay, they pay me to call him like I see him. And I'll be honest with you, Adam Shane has been away for a while, took a little forced hiatus because he's been was a little too vocally aggressive. That one to me looked like Shane was just holding his line and said,
yeah, it did.
If you're going to come down, bad things are going to happen. And that's what happened.
Yeah, like I said, he was trying to force his way down in there because he was struggling really bad on the outside. He was on the verge of wrecking on the outside going in that corner. That back end stepped out, and the car just never got back under him all the way through turn 2 there. So I mean, on one hand, I mean, you can understand that, you know, if you're that, you know, wrecking loose in a lane, boy, you're desperate, just literally just desperate to get back down to the inside lane there.
Okay, well, he's led all of the 38 laps. We're talking about John Wilson. He's fended off different drivers on these restarts. This time he has a new one. And this is a
really
big
good
name.
one.
Yeah. Short of talking about short track Baltimore, J.R. Shepard, I don't know if there is a more imposing driver than James Lowe here in the BRL. When he's focused and at a full time, man, he's tough.
Yeah, and he's, John, he's really, I know this is easier said than done, but John just really needs to put all that aside and get the absolute best start. I'll be honest here. I would walk Lowe up the track here a little bit. And if I was Wilson, I'd probably start from that second lane rather than be all the way down on the white line. I'd be up in that second lane just to get make that straightaway front stretch a little longer to build more speed to get to that corner.
I remember guys like in basketball, John Stockton or Charles Barkley, great players that never won a championship. I asked James Lowe a few seasons back. He had yet to win. He won his first championship just a few seasons ago. I asked him, "You are so dominant. Why have you not winning any?" And he answered me with one word: shepherd. When you got JR in there, it's hard to win him. Well, he's out there now. Wilson has a crown. Lowe has a crown.
And John got a good start.
Lowe a little more gentle about finding room in there than Davis was, but he finds the bot. Look at the good run. He gets out of 2. Now he tries to poke down in there. And the Canadian Goose, because he's north of the border, they are so polite. He does not close the door. He gets a good run, but I think now it's inside line against the outside line.
Whoa!
Look at boy! He took it in deeper than Confucius in a submarine, hotter than a curling iron on Venus. John Wilson, what a great run through 1 and 2.
He quit identifying as a Canadian, turned himself into an American right there, man. He shut that door. What a move.
Took it in really deep and then was able to get it wound up so he didn't drift up and lose all the momentum on the exit out of 2. Well done. That was fun.
Yeah, and you got to give props to James Lowe, too, and who gets loose coming out of 4 there. But, he recognized it, too, as it's happening, was able to give John room to operate there. But now he's back to the inside of John. I'm going to bet John, caution might bail him out.
Oh, boy, it's going to be close. How do they call it? Looks like iRacing is going to score it in favor of the Canadian. Oh, James Lowe had the pass. No! They're going to give it to Lowe.
The 52 and the 8 going into turn 1 got together there to cause that caution. It looked like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of looking at it and
see if our director can find it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. And
compared to other stuff we've seen, that one was mild.
No, yeah, it looked like just 2 guys actually going for the same spot. I kind of looks like the 52 thought the 8 was going to wrap the inside line. The 8 was kind of widening, did a little bit of a late corner entry there. And I mean, honestly, that kind of thing is just a racing deal.
Watch the car on the outside. That's Happy Kemper. Gets in the wall, and now here comes Kemper. We next lap or 2. Here we go. Maybe this time. There's the door is open. He goes underneath. It's nice to get a long look at Happy. We'll welcome him back in there. And then watch this, John. They seems innocent enough.
Yeah, like I said, I think that's just 2 guys going for the exact same spot on the track at the exact same time. Kemper wanted to have a little wider entry, and Hilbert wanted to turn in. And yeah, these cars don't have blinkers, so tough to let your competitors know exactly where you want to go.
Back in high school, my mom's friend would always come down into the basement and say, "What are you kids up to?" And that would straighten us out. I think maybe the mom here at Kern has got to the race stewards, and they're paying attention now, and they're calling these cautions when they're supposed to. Hey, partner, how about this rookie, Kyle Feemster, to the outside line of the second row, up into 4th.
Again, where he said he kind of wanted to be, number 1. Number 2, when we interviewed him, I'm going to tell you, that sounded like one cool customer behind that wheel. So he's not somebody that's used his stuff up, I have to believe, to get to that spot. So he might have something for these boys. He was quick in practice, too. I mean, he was really fast in practice. He was second quick behind Aiden.
We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Aiden Young. He's been really talk about racing under the radar here for the first half of the race.
He's coming.
Watch out. Yeah, he's back there in the position. Racing in 7th right now on the inside. The opportunity for pick up some more spots. Okay, good jump from the inside line. Lower the wind. Oh my goodness, you can see it coming a mile away. They spin off. The goose
big hit for
is
Wilson.
cooked.
No caution. Again.
I guess he spins off the racing line, but I hope they get traction from the blood that's been left out on the racetrack. All right, they managed to get through 1 and 2. Okay. Boy, that's a tough deal for the Canadian Goose.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was Adam Shane kind of moving up or if that was the 14 trying to, I hate to say this word because I know how gleeful you get, but make it 3 wide.
Well, the 14, I'll be honest with you, I take a look at it, he was thinking about 3 wide, then he backed out, but I think he got between the ears of the guys in front of him.
Just for the record, there's nothing wrong with 3 wide.
Says the man that one of the commentators dubbed John 3
One of
wide
the commentators, I
Oh,
think we know the commentator. He's yapping right now.
sure. I don't remember that's the case. All right, let's look at the leader here. He's working on some lap traffic. That's Hazlip. Hazlip's a veteran. He'll know how to get that car out of the way.
Yeah, Hazlip had some issues early on. I think he was probably, working on his car in the pits there.
Well, with James Lowe out in front, you might be asking, Soup, where can we pin our hopes? Is there anyone
14.
that we can pay on? I think so. The rookie, he's unknown.
Yeah, we're about to find out exactly where the gap, how big of the gap is,
Yep.
even if there is a gap between the 2 of these guys.
I guess maybe you could think former champ Aiden Young, but sometimes
another
you get
caution.
a feel for it. He doesn't look like he's really feeling it right now. Might need another caution. Let's look at Young. Boy, this is some pretty cars going at it here. This is the 87 of Liston on the outside. And then Young on the inside. Man, there's some shine coming off of those machines. Young gets it easily.
Sue, I hate to state the obvious, but the 99 is kind of driven away from the 14.
Oh, man. Well, he got there, though. That's a...
Yeah, absolutely.
Teamster is there. Now, if I'm the rookie, and I don't want to... I think the guy seems pretty sharp, so he doesn't need advice from somebody who's... Last time he won a iRacing event, I think Eisenhower was in office, but I don't think he needs to try to run down low right now. I think he just got to take it easy and hope for the magic caution to come.
Well, I like Ike, and he was a late bloomer, so maybe later in the race he'll start to peak, right?
We were sim racing Jeeps, if I remember right. Those Army Jeeps. Okay, Shane making a move.
Oh, they were racing ducks.
There you go. Shane up to 3rd. Is it too late for Aiden Young? He's up into 4th.
He's moving up, isn't he? Well, we're 40 laps. I mean, we're working lap 62 here. Boy, that's a big gap up to Low, though, and he's got 2 other guys, and it's, theoretically, it's going to get harder to pass the further up the, he's still got 2 guys to get around here. That could take 15, 20 laps in itself,
Well, the hopes for guys like our rookie Themester and like Aiden Young who are hoping for those yellows. And I'm going to get in trouble for this one, but Chris Davis is still racing. So there's always, if you want somebody to bring out let's look at Davis right now as he dives underneath the lap car of Hazlip.
Oh, I am not making any comments on that one.
Chris,
not saying anything, but nodding. But, here's the thing, too, about with Aiden. Him being back, and this is the good news, I guess, maybe not so much today, but next week, that's going to mean Aiden's going to start in front of James Lowe. So, and if there's one guy in the field that we know can keep pace with Lowe, it's the driver of that 69 car.
And a big rule change, and this is significant. In the old days, if you missed a Bootleg Racing League event, you got a goose egg. That's not the case now.
Yeah.
You get provisional points. You get scored last place points, I think, minus one. So as if you raced and finished last. So that's a good rule. I like that rule. It's
I do
so
too.
much less punishing to actually miss a race.
Yeah, because life happens and things like that. So, I mean, Lowell did a really fine thing for the drivers in implementing that. So, you know, kudos to him for putting that in there.
Well, it's a nice compromise from having to show up and still not something were to happen. You can still, and you know, there's a good chance you're going to get a last place or a low finish sometime during your season anyway. So it's not that horrible. Let's look at this battle for third. This is Adam Shane and Aiden Young. What's interesting about these two guys, they both have a reputation of being late chargers, and they are racing right now.
Yeah. And Adam also has a reputation. He's probably one of the harder guys in the league to pass. And that's not and I'm not saying that as any kind of disrespectful comment, but he knows how to make that car wide when he needs to. And, and it works for him.
Good battle for third. That is Shane, Young, Liston is in the mix, and then the defending champ, Kurt Smith. Now, this is how Cucumber Kurt won his championship. Solid finishes. He'll get a top 5 here tonight. I almost bet one of these guys will get around. Top 5, and that's how he stays in the championship.
Aiden's got his nose in there.
Good drive off of 2.
Yep.
What do you think, John? Is that inside leg going to work?
Yeah, I think so. I think as long as he doesn't step that back out, but he's got to be right down there. He stepped it out. I was just getting ready to say it. He's got to keep that car as straight as he can when that corner exit and get good launches. If he can do that consistently, he's got to hang out again. He's going to probably have to take a couple laps now and kind of reset those tires.
You know, I'm confident that Adam Shane didn't realize that the car got so squirrely, but boy, he gave him a lot of room. Now he's going to try it one more time. Oh, my goodness. What a good drive for 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah. Shane got a little loose on the outside, so that's going to probably give Aiden a good look at it here down here. Yeah, he'll have him cleared here by the time they get off of 2, unless he gets real squirrely.
Now look at Todd Liston. He did everything he could to get in there. Boy, he took it in really deep into 1 and 2, and he gets inside Shane. And now here's Cucumber Kurt Smith. This is what he does. He waits for the opportunity. He's not going to force it. There it is.
Oh.
And that's the pick. And oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Liston, he was swatting flies coming out of that corner. That's good. That was actually really good catch by Liston. That was a wreck that just didn't happen.
Okay, look at Shane. I got to think it's more than just having guys go underneath you and lose the momentum.
Tires.
Boy, he's off the pace.
Yeah, tires could be given up. I mean, we're getting to that well, like what you like to say, football, that witching hour, towards the end of everything. So we're getting into that area here.
All this going on behind Secretariat. I mean, James Lowe out there just running away with it. But you saw the tires fall off Adam Shane. You got to wonder if the rookie, and I don't know if Kyle Feemster is I was really impressed by his interview. But you never know. When the tires go, they go. And nobody knows that better than Aiden Young. And certainly Young was, when you look at the difference in race dynamics between the early part, Young was nowhere to be found, and Feemster was just taking our breath away. And you got to almost figure that Young's got to be in better situation than the 14.
Well, and how many times has Aiden shown us, too, that he knows how to, save his tires early on, even to his own detriment sometimes. Sometimes he just runs out of time. But Aiden, I don't think lines up without the strategy of first 20, 25 laps. He's not pushing those tires.
And to be honest, if the yellow is going to come, probably wouldn't be the worst thing for it to come while Young is in third. I got to think that's probably a better place to restart than on the outside of low.
Well, you know, Kyle did say, you know, depending on tire wear, you know, inside, outside, if Aiden's got better set of tires under him than Lowe does, because Lowe made a quick charge to the front. That outside, it may not matter where Aiden starts.
Okay, we have to quickly put the camera on car number 19. What's a guy got to do to get some screen time? I can hear him talking. Ryan Seneker. So many miles directing these things. He's out there right now, and he is up 6 positions. We see you, buddy. Go get him. You got Chris Davis in front of you, and then Pearson going the wrong direction. Are we looking at 1 caution, if I can read my legal pad? Yeah.
1, but we should have had about 4. There's an old Meatloaf song, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. We didn't get into that.
1 out of 7 is what we got. Okay, there is no hope of any of the guys catching low. They need the caution. Aiden Young has gotten around Feemster. Feemster now back into 3rd. Liston. I haven't checked the stats, but I think I'm safe to say that of all the drivers here, nobody has been in a late model in a BRL event more laps than Todd Liston. A dichotomy of experience here. A rookie against a veteran.
Yeah, with the retirement of Donnie and, JR kind of going away, and we don't see who's surrounding. The only other guy that I can think of, and you know what? I'm surprised he's not here, but Holloway. Holloway might be able to match the laps with Liston.
In doing my research, Holloway is one of the few drivers in the 6 times they've come here that has a win. Mike, we hope to see you back soon. Hope you're having a good time. Hope you're watching the show. Well, James Lowe, when he won his championship, he missed the opening round, and let me correct myself. 2 seasons ago, he dominated and won that one. Last season, he missed the opening round and missed the championship by a handful of points. For this season, if things stay the way they are, 2 for 2 to start the series. Start the season. Not a bad way to go.
Yeah, and Aiden has moved into 2nd, but, we're talking 10 laps to go or so. So, I think Lowe's tires are going to have to fall off that proverbial cliff that we talk about with those tires for Aiden to track him down.
Talk about some more stories. Kurt Smith, as expected, inside the top 5. Todd Liston racing in 4th. Adam Shane, after he lost all that momentum and started to fall, he's able to stop the decline as he's racing in 6th right now, but I'm telling you, Pearson is coming. Let's look back at Davis. This is a fun battle here. We have time to look at this one. This is Davis and Seneker. Oh, Davis does not look good right now. That looks like low-hanging fruit. They work around the lap car there of little brother Tom Hilbert. I think, let's stay with this battle and watch them as they come out of 2 down the back straight. I think that's where Seneca is good. He disappointed me that time.
I'll tell you what he is doing is making Chris use up his tires a whole lot. So if Chris has abused him at all, he might have a tough go of it for the last 5 laps.
15 drivers took the grid. We did not see the King Bin Joe Segala actually grid up.
Well, he did grid up. He just got wrecked on the front stretch.
Oh. 11 sitting on the lead lap. Oh, the battle's starting to cool down a little bit.
Yeah, tires kind of giving up here, and guys are just holding on, trying to get to the end.
That's Pearson on Shane. Shane finds some wall. There's the opening he needs. Double Deuce takes it down low. Shane just doesn't have a whole lot of ammunition to fight back with. He does his very best, throwing snowballs and dirt clods, but I think Pearson's going to get the best of this one. Don't speak too soon. I don't think either one of those drivers are really happy with the car is racing right now. They continue. Cialis bathtubs. Around we go. Running out of laps.
Yeah.
James Lowe, working lap number 99. Go ahead, Martin.
I was going to say that those two guys you're talking about, you know, if anybody who's raced there with Shane and in the 22, they really are door to door, and it's kind of the way they've been. But now they got the 8 in front of them here, so I think the 8 might be a pick here.
We'll jump back to that one, but right now, James Lowe going through 3 and 4 to take this white flag. As soon as Lowe goes back, we'll jump back and look at that battle between Shane and Pearson. There's your winner, 2 in a row for James Lowe. Let's go back. Pearson out on the low side, out in front. It looks like he's going to get the best of this one as they come across the line. 6th position for Double Deuce, 7th position for Adam Shane.
That's a nice recovery.
It is for Pearson. Yeah, that was nice. Considering part of his race car was sitting on the racetrack. Yeah. All right, the racing is over here. It was a quick one, only 1 caution flag. Probably didn't have time to enjoy your borscht or your apple pie. But what we're going to do is take a short break, come back, run down the entire finishing order, talk to the top 3 drivers before we put a lock on the gate. Don't go far. You're watching the Virtual Grip Network. Hey, welcome back to Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway in Central California and the Virtual Grid Network's live as it happens second round coverage of the Bootleg Racing League's late model Invitational Series. It is season 32 in Roman numerals. That's 3 X's and 2 I's. Test it out. Hey, the results are in. Let's give it to you right now. Well, he started in 7th, a very fortunate grid position for him considering he was the winner in round 1. But when a lot of guys miss on the inside, that inside row moves up. And so he started on the inside of row 4, and he was able to get to the front pretty quick. We're talking about former champion James Lowe as he picks up his second win of the season in 2 tries. Aiden Young, good to see him back. Started in 12th position, got all the way up to 2nd, needed a late caution. That did not come. The big story is the rookie Kyle Feemster. He started 11th, went all the way up to 3rd, ran out of tires at the end, and that was enough to let Young get around him. But that guy is somebody to watch. Keep an eye on Feemster the rest of the year. Todd Liston does what he does, 10th to 4th. Cucumber Kurt Smith doing the same, 9th to 5th. Double Deuce Bruce Pearson had a spin, lost a bumper. They put it back on. He comes all the way to the back to get 6th, with Adam Shane falling down into 7th. Ryan Seneker quietly from 15th, cut that in half, went all the way up to 8th. Chris Davis could not hold him back. He'll have to settle for 9th. And rounding out your top 10, didn't see much of him, but it's good to see him racing with us again. Daryl Cheese and Weinecker. Partner?
Yeah, coming home 11th, Stephen Hilbert. He's going to win the battle of the brothers here, so he's got bragging rights for the week. He was followed by Jeffrey Kemper. Then the other brother, Thomas Hilbert, comes home 13th. Chris Haslip, 14th. John Wilson comes home 15th. And Joe Segala is going to round out 16th. Tough night for Joe. Got wrecked right at the flag stand, and the poor flag guy just ignored him.
Yeah, that's a tough one. To get out so early and then to have no love from the flag man. All right, with that, let's go ahead and take this opportunity to talk to James Lowe. Dial him up. We're going to get to talk to James a lot this season, we think, as he wins his second race in 2 tries. James, congratulations. You know, the guys need a late caution at the end. You did not, and you able to cruise home.
Yeah, it was nice to see one kind of just play out there. We've had a lot of late race cautions lately, so it was nice to just kind of run it out there, and I was just kind of running easy. Checked my tires at the end. I had plenty of tire left, so even if we would have had a yellow, I think I'd have been all right. But yeah, fun race overall. Running the sprint cars and the Silver Crowns before these really did a number on me. I was flat wore out, so I'm glad it's over with.
All right, old man, tell me what part wears out. Is it mental or physical?
Well, I think the difference between like the Silver Crown, like way the speed looks, it kind of messed with me when I jumped into the late model. It took me forever to get a fast lap in, just because my eyes were kind of playing tricks on me. But it finally settled down, and we were able to come up through there and do what we need to do.
Old eyes, hard to adjust. Okay, with that, we have a new feature because we think we're going to get to talk to you a lot. It's Get to Know James Lowe. This is where the fans send in questions. They want to know a little bit about you. All right, here it comes. This is a simple one. I'm thinking the answer on this one is going to be a big no. Pineapple on pizza. Is that a yes or no for James Lowe?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that was the silliest question. We're going to get a better one next season, next race. Congratulations. We'll see you down the road.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'd like to thank my Aunt Mary Alice, my buddy Chris for always tuning in and watching, and you guys for broadcasting. Can't wait to watch it back.
Good deal. Congratulations on the win, and hello to the family there at James Lowe. With that said, partner, who you got?
I got your second place finisher, and it's good to see him back. And he's my teammate of all things, too. It's Aiden Young Gun Young. Aiden, welcome back to the BRL.
Yeah, it feels good to be back.
Well, since you've been away, I heard that you had a little bit of an upgrade. Was it triples?
Yes, sir. That's my second or first ever race on triples.
Well, I got to ask then, you know what? From the last time you raced and you had that single monitor to the triples, what was the biggest difference for you tonight?
You could just see more than on a single monitor, but definitely not going back to a single, that's for sure.
Well, are you planning on being able to run now the full season here? I mean, you got a second place. You got points last week, even though you didn't race last week. But are we going to see you a lot here?
I'm going to try as much as I can since the real car is done for the year, so we'll see.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to see you again, buddy. A good run tonight. You're able to work your way all the way up through the field. You're going to have to do it again next week because of the invert. But hey, good news. You're going to start in front of that 99.
Perfect.
All right, that's our second place finisher, Aiden Young Gun. Yeah, Aiden Young. That's tough to say, man. Talk about being old and being can't get the stuff spit out right. Who do you got there, Soup?
I got Kyle Feemster. You know, for Young, with all that monitor real estate now, what he can do is put in like the far left corner of those triples. He can put the VGN YouTube broadcast up there, put the stream up there, and he can get a little advice from you and me while he's racing.
Soup, I almost asked him, was it disheartening to now be able to look around the corner and see how far low is up the road?
Yeah, that's it. All right, we got the rookie Kyle Feemster. We were a little worried that he was going to burn up his stuff. Fear not. He seemed to have it well under control. Kyle, congratulations. Very impressive second race.
Hey, yeah, thanks for having me. It was a good time. I got a lot to learn on the oval stuff. You know, I'm way better on the road side and just got invited over to try this stuff out. So, you know, being you know, half a tenth, 800ths off every lap, you know, lets James carry away. So got to find that extra speed, but we'll be all right as I keep running laps.
Oh, you're getting me all excited. Tell me about your road course. What is your car of choice if you're going to do a twisty track?
You know, it doesn't really matter. Anything on the sports car side. I've been playing iRacing since 2011. So the road stuff's just what I enjoy most. I mean,
tell me yes on this one. Don't hurt my thing. Have you spent much time in the little Miata? Does that still have anywhere to you, or you left that one behind?
I'm in a league with Lowell, where we run the Miata last season. I don't have a chance to get in, but you know, I have run it quite a bit and won quite a few races in it. So it's a fun car. But if I had to choose, it would be IMSA and the GTP car for sure. What
do you think is the biggest difference between the road and the oval for you?
You know, I'm big into the high downforce formula stuff. So you know, the theology there is the faster you go, the better it'll turn because it creates downforce. And you know, oval racing, NASCAR, late models, etc. It's more about getting the most out of the car instead of you know, finding your limit, if you will. So, like I said, I just got to find that extra little bit here and there. I've never ran this track until tonight, so third place, starting 11th. You know, never been in this league before, but it was fun.
Does the state government allow road courses in North Carolina?
You know, there's a track up in, I think it's Goldsboro, North Carolina, that I've raced at, motorcycles, and I've been to a track day with a vehicle called NC Car. It's a test track here in North Carolina. But I think the closest functional road courses in South Carolina at Carolina Motorsports Park.
18 million short ovals in North Carolina, not room for one beautiful road course. Hey, it's great to get to know you. Congratulations on the podium finish tonight. We look forward to maybe get a win later this season. Well done, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Kyle Feemster, a name to watch.
I'm going to have to get that guy in a dirt car.
I think you got to get that guy on VGN Weekly, baby.
I think you're probably right.
He seemed like he had a lot to talk about. Well, our broadcast is almost through. Don't leave yet because we want to show you when we're going to be back on. My man in the booth there, the boss man, he puts up this thing, and you can look at all the places we're going and when we're going there. Choose one that you like. Hey, Irwindale in California. I've been to that one. That's a fun one. That's no longer there, I guess. But you can go there in spirit here on the iRacing platform. With that said, on behalf of all those faces you're going to see right there, we don't have the one with the faces. You know, if we were doing a Ryan Seneca broadcast, we'd have a graphic that would show me and John and all the little faces up there, but you're going to have to sacrifice it. The boss man doesn't have it. I will simply say that all those races and the ones in the future and the ones in the past are all in protection of the Virtual Grid Network. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. If not, we'll try to do better next time. Until then, have fun storming the castle.